literally running through the house because my song just came on the radio here in L.A., and I'm, like, out of breath going,
Okay, should I put you on hold so you can go listen to your own music?
No. It's just finished, and then I ran all the way through the house and got the phone. The phone was ringing. I was like, oh, my gosh, this is so crazy. It's so surreal. Like, it never is not exciting to hear your music, especially Christmas music at Christmas time. It's like, what? How did this become my life? It's so incredible.
With Gwen Stefani. Say Merry Christmas to Buffalo.
Hey, what's up, Buffalo? How you doing?
We were wondering about you. You mentioned Christmas time, and we've got snow here, and you just said you're in L.A. We were thinking about you on the air yesterday morning because of all the wildfires out there. I mean, you've got relatives all over and everything. Anybody you know in danger?
I'm so, well, the only person I know that's house is really in danger right now is Ellen DeGeneres, and so we're praying for her. But yeah, we had a fire really literally like one canyon from where I live the other night, and it was really scary, and the air quality and just everything going on. And I actually flew over the fire a couple days ago, and it was extraordinary. I mean, miles and miles of fire. Just you can't even imagine how extreme it is. But and then right around Christmas, it's an awful time. But I think, everybody, it seems like everyone pulls together, and there's something that's very Christmassy and beautiful about that part of it, but nobody wants these fires right now.
Absolutely. Well, you put a smile on our face with your Christmas special last night here on Channel 2 and NBC. I was reading beforehand that you said you wanted to make it like a modern version of classic Christmas shows you grew up with, and the word I think of is campy. Like the Andy Williams, Osmond Brothers shows in the 70s, anything we grew up with was campy. Were you happy with the way yours turned out?
I am happy with it. It was so fun to make, and it's one of those projects I never thought I would be doing ever. You know what I mean? So it was just a kind of icing on the cake of doing this Christmas record, and a great way to be able to like show people the music that we made. And I think the ultimate dream for me was to write a Christmas song, especially maybe a Christmas hit, because I think that's something for a songwriter that like to be able to be part of that memories of Christmas and have it keep repeating and coming back every year is like a dream for me. So,
is it tough to write and record Christmas songs when it's hot, stifling July and August? Because that's when it often happens.
Well, I guess it kind of helps that I'm from California because we've never had white Christmases or anything like that, That was just in like storybooks. But I think that, it really wasn't. I think I'm such a huge Christmas music lover, and it's something I wanted to do for so long that when I got the studio time booked and I met this producer-writer called Busby, we went in together, and it was just this instant, like, let's go. And I had one idea for a song, and then we wrote 2 songs in one session. I was like, whoa, here we go. I only took 3 sessions and wrote 6 songs, and it was just really fun, way different than making a regular record. The pressure is just different. It's like you either love Christmas music or, kind of like me and will listen or not. Like, it's like you take it or leave it. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's like it's all in good spirit. So it was just a fun record to make, and having the Christmas special was just another layer because for me, the joy that I get is making the music, but then like to be able to like celebrate it by getting dressed up in like big dresses and like you said, campy, and like have some comedy and have like all of those costume changes. We did the live show down here in LA theater, which is like this old glamorous, very old Hollywood like theater, so it felt like we were back in time, and it was really fun.
Talking about old Hollywood, in the media kit for the album, there are some pictures of you that you're sassy 2017 Gwen. Then there's a couple where you look like a 1940s holiday bombshell. Your hair's all up, you've got a big bow on. You look like, did you portray Jean Harlow in The Aviator? Whoever that was, that's the look you have. You're so perfect for that.
Oh, thank you. Well, I think growing up in Anaheim, and I don't know why. I mean, I just always was very fascinated by old Hollywood and old Hollywood movies. And I still, I went to Dubai the other day, and I was on this long flight, and out of all the films they had, I was watching, like, an old Lauren Bacall movie. Like, I love that time period. I love how glamorous it was, and anything that's old, like vintage, I'm into it. You know what I'm saying?
With Gwen Stefani on Star 102.5, we're talking her Christmas special, which, in case you missed it last night, I'm sure it's on NBC On Demand. Her Christmas album, we're playing You Make It Feel Like Christmas with Blake. And then the other song that it's a standout I love on the album, My Gift Is You.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's got that 1960s, here we are old again, Phil Spector rhythm section, bass and drum beat. I love that.
Thank you. That was the second song that I wrote, and I had an idea to write a song called Under the Christmas Lights, which we started.
Yeah.
And Busby, we were like in the middle of writing it. He's like, "Oh, I gotta go run to the bathroom," and he came back and he was like, "Oh, I had written a line called My Gift Is You to put in Under the Christmas Lights." He's like, "No, that's got to be its own song." So then I was like, "Are we really gonna stop on this song and write that song, because we're going so good on this? Like, I don't want to like ruin it, you know?" And he's like, "No, we'll come back to it." I was like, "What?" You know? And then we wrote My Gift Is You, and it's just such a fun. Songwriting is just so magical, you know, and music is so magical. And I think that at Christmas time, I don't know, it's another layer, because it's like
Sure.
everyone, they want that backdrop to their memories. And so I love being part of that.
With Gwen Stefani on Star 102.5, you just in partial answered what I was going to ask about music in 2018 for you, in that are you contracted for an album, you have to put something out, or it sounds like you just don't feel complete if you're not writing or in the studio?
I think that writing for me is definitely the thing that makes me feel like I have a purpose, and it's my creative outlet. And I have literally no idea what I'm doing in 2018. I have no job lined up, no record, no.
Sometimes that's good, though. It's good to breathe.
It's great. And I think that at this point in my life, I kind of just try to pray about what I'm supposed to do next. I just want to fulfill my destiny. You know what I mean? And songwriting, I love it. I never expected this record to connect the way it has. I just did it for myself, for fun, you know. And
yeah.
I know I don't have anybody saying, "Oh, you need to do this next." I definitely don't, which is really nice, you know. And I don't know, I love writing music. I really, really love it. There's something so satisfying and fun about sharing music with people.
About 2 minutes left with Gwen Stefani on Star 102.5. Were you in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade this year? And if so, were you on a float? Did I see you there?
I wasn't actually on a float.
No.
I was, and luckily not, because then I was able to sing live, which I love. And we were on the Rockefeller, was it Rockefeller Center? Yeah, like the where the ice skating rink is.
Oh, that's where I saw you. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was so surreal, because we got up really early and it was freezing cold, and I think I was wearing a sparkle, and that was it. So it was like, wow, a sparkle in this cold weather feels really cold. And, but it was really magical, because everybody was ice skating around, and the backdrop of New York at Christmas time is there's just something so. We don't have that here in LA. It's a different feeling, and so I was just feeling like very nostalgic being there and doing White Christmas, and it was incredible.
I was lucky enough to be there 2 weekends ago, and in Buffalo, it's just a quick JetBlue flight away, but
Yeah.
it's got to be it's expensive, but it could be on everybody's bucket list, except playing that game, which you may not have to do because you have a driver. Guess the subway smell. That's a little game you don't have to play anymore. You've graduated to, was just going to Dubai.
Well, that's true. I am very blessed, and I think out of all the blessings that I've had, I mean, I can just keep going, but I mean, the traveling and being able to go to places around the world through music, it's just been something I can never be more grateful for, and it's just been such an incredible gift to me. So,
one final question. A lot of our listeners, you're doing what they're doing now. You have to balance multiple family groups and traveling for the holidays in different areas. I heard a psychologist said something good the other day. He said, more people means more memories, more opportunity, not more issues or conflict. And I'm like, do you go through things like that now during the holidays?
you mean conflicts and family and all
Just,
that?
yeah, it gets a little crazy, yeah.
It's crazy, and just this morning getting the kids to school was crazy. So, but it is true, and I feel the same way. Like in my family, there's a lot of us, and I feel like it becomes easier the more there is. Like all of a sudden, everybody's taking care of each other, and it's very tribal, and I love that. So for me, it is about more the merrier.
Gwen, we'll leave you with the last thing I said to you the last time I spoke with you, and it was okay by you, but thank you for continuously having the best abs in pop music.
Oh my gosh. I was like not expecting that.
You liked it last time, so I thought I would try it again. You said thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know what? I'm really working on getting them nice and squishy for the holidays.
Yeah, I bet you are. Gwen Stefani, continued success with the album. We'll watch for the Christmas special on NBC On Demand, and have a great holiday wherever you're going to be traveling.
All right, you too. Thanks so much for playing the record. I love it.